Hey, good morning, guys. It's Goose here, and welcome to STN Stock Talk with Ricky and myself. Ready for a great day ahead? Should be interesting. Looks like the market's going to open up down to start off. Let's see what happens. See if he wants to push back. I know we got the Facebook stuff going on today. Should be exciting. At least some exciting TV. So, anyway, just want to remind you guys. Hopefully, you guys have checked out our trading floor over at StockTraders.net. We have a free trading room over there. We actually have a free trial for premium members to come check it out, at least for a couple days. I don't know why nobody's checking it out. I think you're going to be incredibly impressed with the turbo scan that we have over there. We get live screen share at the open. Some really great stuff going on. We're coming on. We usually come on a couple times throughout the day and help people out. But we're always there to help our members, even in the free trading floor. Feel free to send us any type of messages you guys have or questions regarding anything that we're covering. And to remind you, this is not a solicitation, guys. All we're trying to do is show you a couple ideas every day, give you some thoughts, market thoughts, stock thoughts, whatever we have to give to you guys. We're just trying to help everybody out here and with these broadcasts. So with that being said, make sure you read the disclaimer. Check it out below in the description area. And I'm going to turn it right over to Ricky, see if he wants to talk about his dicks or his meat. So
no dicks, no meat. Thanks a lot, Goose. Ricky Analog here, guys. Thanks for joining us. I'm telling you guys, head over to StockTraders.net. Between the mods alone, there's over a few decades of experience and wisdom in there, and not to mention some of the very, very seasoned traders that trade every single day in the trading floor and the premium room. And as right now, it's a freemium room, right? 3-day free trial. I mean, what can you really lose? Just get over there, sign up, and start poking around, ask some questions, and talk to some people. We got Tron coming. We got discounts on Trade the News, all kinds of big stuff, guys. So I need to get right into my watch list before this thing falls off a cliff. First thing I'm looking at, guys, is VHC. So 60.8 million OS, 15 million shares held by funds, $3.1 million cash at the end of the year, right? So that was, what, 4 months ago? And they burned $1.25 million every single month. And guess what they did in January? They gave away $730,000 in bonuses to 3 executives. How do you do that when you have no cash? They need cash bad, and this whole Apple thing, the headline that they're popping on, they're not going to get that money anytime soon, if at all. So they only make $125,000 a month, so how are they going to pay their light bill? Most likely going to be that ATM, guys, that they just increased. It was almost fully tapped. They just added another $15 million to it. I'm assuming that's the only way they're going to be able to pay the light bill. So this move is going to probably fade. As you can see, the move is already way off highs. I mean, it was looking super juicy when I was preparing this for you guys. But things happened from then till 9:05. And as of right now, it's looking like we are going to open pretty weak. What I want to see is it hold 5. 5 is the key number, the psych level. And I want to see a strong push off the open. Because we're so far off highs, I'm most likely going to look to start in on this on an opening push. I usually don't do this, but I think any push that gets close to 6 is going to be a good entry in using the pre-market highs as my level of risk. It is a 5-cent ticker, so that creates this imbalance of whether or not I'm super excited about it or not. I mean, everything is juicy except the fact that it's the tick pilot program. And I actually just read this morning that they are possibly doing away with that in October. So October can't get here soon enough. But yeah, that's how we're going to trade this one. You guys know my style. I got to see some levels holding first. Even though I say I'm going to start in up around 6 on a morning push, I'm not going to just jump right in. I'm going to have to see the price action and everything else act accordingly. Next thing I'm going to talk about, guys, is it I think I put the wrong ticker in there. Sorry, hold on. It's HLT, not HTL. Hilton. And I know you might think, yeah, this isn't really in my wheelhouse, but listen, a filing is a filing. They are doing, everyone knew they were doing a secondary. They finally priced it, right? It's $73 a share for 60 million shares, and the underwriters have the ability to buy another 6 million within 30 days. But keep in mind, guys, this is a secondary. It's not a primary. Hilton's not making the money from this. This is actually being sold by a company that holds 82.5 million shares. So it's a 320 million OS. They sell 66 million shares. They're still going to hold 16.5 million after the dust settles. that will still give them about a 5% stake. But the reason this company is selling their stake is because they need to pay down huge portions of debt on their balance sheet. It's not really an issue with Hilton, or at least that's what they're saying. In fact, Hilton's going to be buying 16.5 million of the 66 million being offered. It's a part of their share buyback program. There is a ton of institutions that own this, so don't be surprised if it trades a lot lighter than this big bloated OS. There's not going to be a lot of shares that are tradable, hence the big move we're already getting. But there are areas to the left to use so that we can base risk and get some defined levels, guys. So what I'm looking at is using 80 as the first level with the 20-day right there, and right above that at 81 you got the 50-day. So any push up to those levels, I'm going to be looking to fade this thing. I'm going to throw a freebie out there, guys, because it started moving since we started preparing, and that's LEDS. This thing is Turd City, 3.5 million OS. It's a fast mover, but I will be trading this purely off the technical and the price action. I'll be looking for shoves above 6. So right now it's looking promising, but has to set up, guys. All right, that's it for me. Going to throw it back to my man Goose. Take it away, brother.
Hey, great job as always, and great freebie on that LEDS. I followed that name for a while, and just remember on this name, if you this is one of a lot of chat rooms like to jump on from the long side, and let me tell you, those bids disappear so fast. So don't get caught up in chasing these things, guys. Please be safe. This is a name you could go back and look, and you can look at the price action on the intraday charts on some of these big moves, and man, they'll pull the rug right out from you, and it will ruin your whole day. Trust me on these type of names. So yes, they have big jumps, and yes, they're thin, but you don't want to be the one chasing these things. You know, if you're going to look at these things from a long side, make sure you're smart about it. I also would love to see a push up in those 6s and see what happens, and maybe for a fade as well. But great job as always, and great job on Hilton as well. I think that really clarifies a lot for some folks that were looking at this trade and seeing the pricing on that thing. So super job as always, Ricky, on that. Just going to jump into real quick on FAST fast. And this is an interesting one because I'm not sure the guidance was as great and the numbers weren't horrible. They kind of just hit what they did. But what I'm looking for is on the technical level. You could really see technically, it obviously is coming down from this 50 and 20-day area, but we're down in this 52 area, which is right in my wheelhouse off these pivots and this prior support. I could even drag this, back even a little bit more, and you could see this is a really interesting level for this name. So that's why I want to jump on this thing from the long side. And this is the type of name that if the market, if it holds this 52 or 51 area, even if we want to give it a little bit more wiggle room here, like I'm on an opening wash, like I put on my tweet, I might look for an entry on that wash down to 51. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, I will look for an entry on that wash if it does have an imbalance right at the open. But if this wants to hold here and the market wants to do a little turn and a push, this has got to be my priority name. Nothing would surprise me on this name. It wouldn't surprise me if it pushed on prior close, and it wouldn't surprise me if it went green on the day. Trade the action. You'll be able to see, if it's pushing up on 53, 53 and a quarter, something like that, and you see it real heavy, you don't need to be first one in. Let it breathe. Let it do its thing. It'll find, a bottom, in my opinion. I think it does make a turn. If the market stays super, super heavy, it might end up being an avoid. Maybe something tomorrow I'll visit. But I really, really do like this FAST from the long idea on this off these prior support levels. Just going to jump to another one, PCRX. Just want to make a couple quick comments. What I love about this is how the chart is setting up. And you guys know I love trading against these 200s. This is the 200-day right here at 38.50. Right now it's trading at it closed to 36.70. Obviously, you can see right here. But what I would love on this is any type of push. I have very defined risk reward, but this is one that I'm going to play a little bit smaller size on because it's got huge range. It's a very rangy stock as far as the spread in the stock. So that's why I put it. When I tweeted early, it's a lot of it is about entry, but I really like the fade off this. All the news is out. I'm not looking for this thing to come back to 27, guys. But I think if you could get a nice entry in this 37 or 30, even up in towards this 38 area, I think you could see a nice fade. And I do think that you could see down in these 33 and a half levels. So I like the setup on this. I'll use a good entry, a patient entry on this because it's going to matter and the volume's not going to be huge on it. But I love the idea and I'll be all over this. So we'll stick with that. I'm just going to stick to 2 today. Hope you guys trade real safe. Keep an eye on the SPY, as we like to say every day. Make sure you're not fighting something if the market's heavy. Don't be long NVIDIA when the market's getting hammered or some of these other names. I mean, just be smart about it. There's easier names to trade. Sometimes we try to find the most difficult names out there to trade, and I don't know why we do it. The psychology of what we're all about. I don't know. To proving everybody that we could go against the grain. I don't know what it is, but really, really be smart, guys. And you don't need to do that. Find the easy ones, find the right setups, be patient. Let's have a great day today, guys. So back to you, Ricky.
Thanks a lot, Goose. I couldn't agree more, guys. Go hunting for that low-hanging fruit, man. There's no reason to be taking the tough trades. And like Goose is saying, keep an eye on the broader market. You know, you guys need to keep an eye on the SPY and whatever markets you're trading, whatever larger market affects it, keep an eye on it. We are in some volatile times. I mean, you saw yesterday the market just cruising on the news of China and the trade stuff. And then like wake up this morning and we got Syria and bombings possibly, and we're right back down. So it's like any given moment, something big can happen like on a macro level and just scrap your whole game plan. You got to see it coming. And the only way to do that is to see the market, see the broader market. So make sure you guys have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a trade. Get your butts over to stocktraders.net and get yourself a plan. Stay safe out there. Preserve your capital. Let's go out there and crush it, guys. Peace.